Up next is Shubham Banerjee. Shubham is a middle school student and founder of Braigo Lab Incorporated, and at the age of 12, he invented Braigo, the low-cost printer made out of Legos, and eventually became the youngest print entrepreneur to receive funding to bring his Braille printer he worked on during the summer of 2014 to life. He was invited to the White House and is featured in major TV shows. His speech is called Prototype Your Way to #Disrupt. Please welcome Shubham.
So most of you are wondering, what is this 13-year-old kid doing up on the stage? But I have a story to tell you guys. This is me, and my story basically revolves around blind people, and I'll tell you why. So just some things about me. I'm 13. I have to go to bed when my mom tells me to. I can't drink, I can't drive. That's what my dad is for. I love to build stuff. Yeah. I love Lego. I love to build stuff. I love American football. NFL. That's awesome. 49ers fan. I fight with my little sister and just regular and yeah. So there's some things that I've learned on my journey so far, and it's easy to create $1 million solution to a problem, but it's very hard to do that. You fix that same problem within just a couple of dollars, and that's what I'm trying to do. The next one is that technology should help us and not become a burden. Technology is here for a reason, and it's to help us. And next thing is working for a benefit of society can give you an adrenaline rush. I love working for the society. I love working for people, but not working for people. I like working to benefit people. That's just what I love to do, and yeah. And also innovate for the right reason. Money is not one of them. Yes, money is cool. I can buy my new PS4 or Xbox One or whatever, but I have my parents to give me money whenever I need it. So I don't really need money. And also, when there are people who will troll you, who will be mean to you, and after I did my invention, I'll tell you all about that. There's been a lot of hate comments and about people telling, are you retarded? Are you mentally disturbed? And just funny stories. I went to school and my friend comes up to me and says, "Hey, Shubham, are you retarded?" And I'm sitting there like, "Excuse me? I'm fine." And there's a bunch of people who'll troll you like that and say, "Oh, it's fake," but you just gotta persevere through it. It's fine. And select investors who definitely want to help you, not who can see something in your invention or idea. And also, hardware products take time to launch, so you want to show your progress to people. Show them what they want to see. And also control your ego. What my mom mostly tells me is that don't be too cocky, I guess. You want to be humble, otherwise people will hate you. So, and also don't read too much about the tech news. It's really confusing. Find a team who can benefit you in a lot of ways. So let's start it off. So this is about Braigo 1.0. And so it's December 2013. I come home from school and I see a flyer at my doorstep, and it was asking for donations for the blind. And I'm sitting there just curious. I was just curious. How would a blind person read this flyer if this came to up? And my science fair project or my science fair was coming up, and I didn't really know what to do. This was 50% of my grade, and I was sitting there like, I don't know what to do. And so with these thoughts in my head about blind people and how do they read, I went ahead and asked my parents, how do blind people read? And they're quite busy, so they said, "Shubham, just don't bother me. Go Google it." So I went ahead and Googled it, and I found out about Braille printers, how much they cost. And I found out that Braille printers can actually be $2,000 onwards. Some of them can be $50,000. And Braille is a language. It's basically how blind people read, how they become literate. And I found out that there's actually 35 legally million blind people in this world today, and that 90% of those people are living in developing countries. And with the cost of a Braille printer, that it's very hard for them, and I felt a lot of sympathy, but I had no idea what I was gonna do. So I put those thoughts aside, and for my science project, I was thinking, what should I do? So originally, I was gonna do a plant project where I'd have 4 plants, and I would have a light of different colors and test, would this affect their growth? And I told that to my mom, and she was like, "What are you doing? I know you can do better." And so, I went, yeah. So I went back to the Braille printer, those ideas, and I was like, man, I love Lego, and I want to incorporate a project like this with Lego. And so I went ahead and asked my dad, Dad, I want to get this Lego Mindstorms robotics kit, the EV3. And he was like, he was like, sure. He didn't really ask, he didn't ask for what. He just said, go ahead, sure. So a couple days later, I got the Mindstorms EV3 kit, and I started working on a Braille printer. And there are a lot of, as a lot of people have said, there are many highs and many lows. And I was sitting there trying to get that A on my science fair, but also trying to help people with my project. And I was sitting there until 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm that guy who would love to go to bed at 8:30, honestly. And 2 o'clock was not my cup of tea. I did not want to stay up until 2 o'clock. But what I wanted to do, what I really wanted to help those people who are blind, and that was the impetus that drove me to stay up until 2 o'clock. And fortunately, after 1 month of trial and error, I came up with Braigo 1.0. And as you can see there, that's a Lego Braille printer. And yeah, it looks like a spaceship or something, but I guess that's Lego. So yeah, after I built Braigo 1.0, the media sort of caught it. You can search up Braigo, and I'm sure you'll find it, Braigo. You'll find it, and people wanted more, and I also wanted to do more. And that's when I decided to make a Braille printer that would be consumer available, that would be going into the market. And that's Braigo 2.0. And as you can see, before I was working with Lego, and they were really nice. They treated me like family and everything. So I wanted to do something more. And so I sat down at the kitchen table, and my family, after seeing my success of Braigo 1.0, they were like, sure, yes, go for Braigo 2.0. I don't know where you're going, but it's going to be good. So I was working on my summer vacation. I sat there. I took a bunch of inkjet printers and I disassembled them. I put it together essentially, and sort of tried to form a Braille printer. And originally I was going to use the Arduino board, but said no. There's a bunch of other parts. And since my dad works at Intel, I guess I had a sort of boost. Intel wanted me, after seeing my first project, they said, why not use our new chip called Intel's Edison? So I was working with Intel, and fortunately we came up with Braigo 2.0, and this is a lot faster. It is still cheaper than, it's going to be cheaper than $500 in compared to $2,000. So that's great. And it's been a ride. And after I built Braigo 2.0, this is where I sort of wanted to do more, and that's where I wanted to build a company. And it sort of formed, and we have a set team, and a lot of other stuff came also, like transcribing, and many more stuff will come in 2015. So let's talk about this. There are 3.5 million people, legally blind people in this world today, and with the affordability of a Braille printer, that's the market, 35 million, and with the Braille printer affordability, 3.5 million is the availability right now. And with the Braigo 1.0, we moved that up to 35 million, helping 35 million people of the legally blind. And with the visually impaired people, not necessarily fully blind people, and with the education of Braille literacy, increasing the Braille literacy levels, we can help approximately 285 million visually impaired people. So yeah, this is the first thought after Braigo 1.0. People are like, what the hell, Lego and Braille? How's that supposed to work? I mean, yeah, I got a lot of news coverage, and so, but I didn't really care about the popularity. I cared about who I was helping at the end of the day, how many people I was helping, who really cared, and. So right now, as you can see here, I'm not going to put those names of the Braille printing companies, but the cost of a Braille printer, as you can see, is all above $2,000. And at the end of the day, my Braille printer with the company is going to be less than $500. So yeah, after I built Braigo, it sort of created a demand. I don't really have a business plan. I'm not that organized. Um, but but after I built Braigo, it sort of created a whole demand, and that's when people were asking, we can't wait for the real product to launch. We're hoping, I would buy 3 of these, and that went into my heart, and I felt proud, I guess. And so yeah, my life is, or what I've learned so far is that working on a socially beneficial project, it's really moved me. I've learned a lot of things that most 13-year-old kids don't really learn at this age. Having support from a family is very important. If you have, I could not have done it without my parents' support. I wouldn't really be here if it weren't for them. After Braigo 2.0, before Intel invested in me, we were using my dad's money, and he was going into his 401k. He said, "There's no retirement for me. It's all you, buddy." And so I guess, yeah. Thank you. Um, but yeah, surround yourself with, I guess, adults. There are a lot of beneficial people in this room right now, and a lot of entrepreneurs, engineers, whatever. They're awesome, and you need to have those contacts. Without those contacts, you can't really move forward. So basically, what I've learned so far, and the main moral that I want to leave to you guys today, is that technology should not be a burden. Technology should be here to help us. Thank you.